Richard Tice, who's the co-chairman of the group Leave Means Leave, and the chairman of the Global Britain Business Group, and Carolyn Fairbairn, the Director General of the Confederation of the British Industry. Well, I mean, there it was in Technicolor. Whether you think Brexit is a good idea or not, it means lower growth.
Well, I think if you look at it, actually, the OBR has massively increased their forecast from just 3 months ago. It's a little bit lower, but within the margin of about 10%. Frankly, very minimal. I think the Chancellor's holding a lot back because the OBR has, without any explanation, has reduced its forecast way down the track. But this year, when everybody said, you know, it was all going to fall off a cliff, actually, growth is strong. You know, there's lots of money out there. I think he's been extraordinarily cautious in a fairly dull budget.
What do you reckon?
Well, I mean, I think it's great that the economy has been resilient, but, you know, we need to keep it that way. And I think one of the things that businesses will welcome in this budget, well, first of all, there's no unpredictable shock. At a time of real uncertainty, no more shocks is a very good thing. But there is, I think, a piece of very good news in here, which is around technical skills investment. We know that has been a challenge. Skill shortages are a challenge.
I mean, I have to say, I have heard this before over the past 3 decades. We're going to build in training apprentices, we're going to build in technical training, and we still complain about it.
This needs to be the moment when we get it right, though. Yeah. So I think the fact that this is doubling the number of hours in technical training and collapsing the number of qualifications to 15, you know, this is the chance to get it right.
Are you going to make a serious difference?
Well, the devil's always in the detail, but I think he's got to show more vision and more determination, and in the education department, to really make that work. Because, you know, as we move towards a different level of immigration and a different system, you know, the focus is on training and skilling up local people. And it's vital that that is done really well. We don't know if 500 million is enough. It might need to be double or treble that, and to be really done very successfully, you know, with tremendous vigour. So I think the devil's in the detail on that. That's probably the best thing to come out of this budget.
It did look to me a bit of more fiddling. I mean, we've had apprenticeship schemes, we've had university technology colleges, now we've got a T level. It's talk rather than make a real difference, isn't it?
Well, we need to make sure it isn't. So one of the things that is in this proposal is that businesses will give 3 months of work experience to every young person. And I think businesses will really step up to that. So we can combine the T level with real experience. And, you know, we are about, I think, to move into this period of rapid automation, AI, it's coming. We need to skill up for it. So I think this is the moment to make it work.
What about this national insurance row? Do you think it's good that self-employed are paying more?
No, I think it's that's the most disappointing part of this budget. At a time when you should be encouraging, you know, local people to run their own businesses, actually it's an attack on small businesses, it's an attack on the self-employed, and as the graph showed, completely unnecessarily.
We need to look at the detail of this. So our tax system does need to keep up with the modern economy. And the fact is we have had this growing gap between being employed and being self-employed. And it's good that we should try and close it. But I agree that we need to really encourage entrepreneurship. So that balance is going to be very important to get right. And we'll be looking at this very closely.
I mean, the sort of people you represent, when they employ contractors, they get a free ride on national insurance.
Well, we represent very small businesses as well. We have many small businesses, and they will care a lot about how this works. So it's getting that balance right. But we do need to modernise our economy as employment patterns change. I think this is the beginning of quite a lot of thinking there's going to need to be about a changing tax system.
I mean, Nigel Lawson was saying to me that perhaps the idea would be to have a tax on business sales rather than get rid of corporation tax and indeed business.
Well, I think
rates.
all that's to play for. For example, the huge growth in online sales. You know, that needs to be looked at because, of course, the Amazons of this world are paying very little on a relative basis on business rates. I think the other disappointing thing in this budget was just the de minimis investment in infrastructure in the north. I mean, 90 million in the north and 20 odd in the Midlands it's a drop in the ocean.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, we believe also that the infrastructure investment is going to be massive. I mean, there was some detail put behind the 23 billion that the Chancellor announced last year, but the Midlands engine strategy will be announced tomorrow. This is a very big part of what we need to get right.
So more work to be done in August.
We'll be looking to the autumn
October, for the autumn budget.
Something maybe a little bit bigger.
Thank you both very much.